mentioned to us the importance, how important it is to be right when it comes to the point guard position. Who or will be, or is that replacement for Jamal Shed in the transfer portal for a point guard?
Who will be the replacement?
Is that person in the portal?
Yes.
What's your timetable for making that decision?
Whenever I make it. I'm gonna go out on a limb and say this there, KG. We're gonna have a good point guard next year.
We'll go to Chancellor Johnson from KPRC TV.
Thanks, Coach.
Chancellor, please go ahead.
Kelvin, it's funny that even after you listed all those challenges, you guys still went on to win the Big 12 championship. So congratulations to you guys and Seth once again. My question is, a lot of the conversation right now has been on the timing of the transfer portal. For you, obviously, the team was competing in the NCAA tournament when that happened. What are your general thoughts about the timing of it? And then with so many players entering into the portal, how do you kind of attack that while also, at the time, still preparing for a really important game?
What was the last part of your question?
With so many players entering into the portal and with you guys competing for an NCAA tournament at the time, how did you go about attacking that while still preparing your team for the tournament?
Well, I never worried about that. I just focused on getting my team ready for the tournament. I don't know what you guys talk about, but I know who on my team's coming back, so I know who we need. So I don't get my information from anyone. I am the information. It's like trying to keep up with the Joneses. We ain't trying to keep up with the Joneses. We are the Joneses. So in terms of attacking the portal, I haven't attacked the portal. Like last year, I got asked stuff about for this guy and that guy. And, my response is usually, what are you talking about? I don't even know what you're talking about. So for me, we may add, obviously we're going to add a point guard. We add another guy if we see fit. You always throw a worm on the hook and throw it out there, see what bites. But I'm not fishing in the same pond that everybody else is in. I'm not fishing in the pond where there's 260 species of fish. I'm only looking for a guy that can do this, that has this, this, and this. And this, and this is the key. So I have zero interest in other people's opinion about the players that we should recruit or sign, because their opinion is about as much as one of those 10 million cicadas attacking a crop of corn. Don't matter.
Go to Joseph Duarte from the Houston Chronicle. Joseph, please go ahead.
Morning, Kelvin.
Morning.
Kelvin, going back to the beginning with Galen and then Dejan and then Jamal, each one of them they were different. Whether it's the development aspect of you get a guy at that position that you can bring along and develop like Jamal, or go to the portal and maybe have a year or two, is there a common denominator that you look for, or specifically with the portal that you need to have in a guy that maybe you won't have for as long, that you need to sort of stress certain things sooner rather than later?
No, for being a point guard in our program, two of the things that I look for is just things that we'd all want from our children. To be a good person. I think it's important. If you're a low character dude, we're not going to bring a low character dude in here because our culture is too important. We're not going to bring anybody who's going to screw the culture up. Immaturity is important. Being able to handle adversity is part of both of those. Galen had some rough days when he was a freshman and a sophomore. Of the three, all three of them had certain characteristics in common, in that they had good intangibles. And trying to evaluate, I do evaluate that. I look for that. It's like when a kid comes up, when one of our bigs come on campus, for some reason, I always look at, when I'm watching a kid play, one of the first things I look at is how long his arms are. I've been doing that for a long, long time. First time I saw JoJo Tugler, I said, God, that kid can tie his shoes without bending over. But those kids play way bigger than their athleticism, and their wingspan allows them to be way bigger than they want. But that point guard position, a lot of character things I think are important. That's the leadership position. Galen was a outstanding leader, but he wasn't as a freshman. Very inconsistent as a sophomore, outstanding as a junior and senior. Then Dejan was unique. All three of them were extremely bright, very smart. Galen was extremely, extremely smart. Dejan's basketball IQ and how smart he was as a human being was off the charts. Jamal, same way. All three incredibly intelligent people. Great leaders, all those things. So the kids that we're recruiting, or the kid that we're recruiting, whatever how you want to put it, has to be really good in those areas. But I don't compare them. So I'm not looking for another Jamal. That guy's not out there. I'm not looking for another Dejan. That guy's not out there. I'm not looking for another Galen. I'm looking for this kid. He runs his own race. He'll do it the way he does it, and that'll be good enough for us.